Hey everybody, this next segment that I'm doing is called Magic, and oh yeah, I should have said this is Anime Corner Fall 2013, blah blah blah. It's all on a playlist though. So this segment is called Magic, and by magic I just mean anything with some sort of mystical element too. I also included something with like aliens, gods, and a merman. So the first one I'm going to talk about, Selector Spread Wixoss, which is a sequel to Selector Infected Wixoss. So if you haven't seen Selector Infected Wixoss, definitely don't watch this. But if you have seen Selector Infected Wixoss, you have to see this. I like it so much better than the first. We get a lot of great answers. It's basically the same story. It's the same story. It's got the same look and feel to it. Nothing changes except for the fact that in this one, we finally learn why. We get resolution. It's like closure for the first season, which obviously they did that on purpose, but, whatever. And then that one's on Funimation. Then you've got Orenchi no Furo Jijo, which you can find on Crunchyroll, and it's about a guy who has a merman living in his bathtub. It's only 4 minutes long, so why not give it a shot? It can be hilarious at times. The only thing I don't like about it is that the opening just completely does not fit the tone of the show itself. They might have done that on purpose though, I don't know. But then there's Kokkuri-san on Crunchyroll, which it's incredibly funny. I enjoy it all. It's a story about a girl who, I don't know, her parents are dead, she's living alone, she believes herself to be a doll who doesn't feel emotions, which is like her way of compensating for all the sadness inside. She just kind of locks her emotions away so she doesn't have to deal with them. And then, just for fun, she summons a god, Kokkuri-san, and then he actually shows up, and for some reason decides he's going to take care of her. And they end up living together. It's pretty funny. It makes no sense, but it's pretty funny. And then there's Dragon Collection, which you'll find on Crunchyroll. And you know what? It's a kids show. It's good for what it is. Don't expect it to be amazing. But I keep coming back to watch it. I don't even understand why. Then there's Daitoshokan no Hitsujikai, a good librarian like a good shepherd. That one's on Funimation. And in all honesty, I'd like to give this a meh. There are times when it's funny. There are times when it's a good story. There are a lot of moments where I do love this show, but overall it's hard to get involved. I personally just never got invested in the characters. And so that's why it's just, it reached a point where I just couldn't really get myself to actually care about it. But still, it's a half decent anime, worth checking out at least 1 or 2 episodes. Then there's Sora no Mesoddo, Celestial Method on Crunchyroll. It's an interesting storyline, decent enough that I was able to sit through it, but I don't know if I'd actually recommend it. It's very homely. It's a homely anime. It's about a bunch of just high school girls and their friendship and stuff. It's not necessarily amazing. And then there's Trinity 7 on Crunchyroll. This shit was hilarious. Great storyline. Lots of fan service. So there's a lot of fan service in this. I enjoy fan service, so I enjoyed it. Because it's a harem anime about a perverted mage who ends up going to a school with a lot of other females who inexplicably all fall in love with him. And he's trying to save the world and trying to save his best friend. And blah blah blah. A lot of stuff happens. A lot of magic. A lot of laughters. I enjoyed this thing immensely. Then there's Ino Bataru wa Nichijo Keno Nanakade, when supernatural battles become commonplace. And that one's on Crunchyroll. And it's pretty funny. It's got a decent storyline. There's a lot they aren't telling us though. And I feel like it definitely needs a second season, because they reveal just enough info to make you wonder what's going on without actually telling you precisely like why this is happening. But that's just me. I need to know the why. I can't live without knowing the why. So I personally want to dig deeper. There's like 2 episodes where we get into like really serious type storylines, and like it kind of takes me out of the thing though. Like I have trouble with that because it's mostly comedy, but then every now and then you've got a couple of those really strong, like, this is real serious type stuff going on here. So, like, I don't know. Like, I want to know what's happening with the serious stuff. They gave us just enough that it's interesting, but it's like, I feel like it should have either stuck with comedies or stuck with serious or found some way to blend it, but it's like watching two completely different shows when those new episodes happen. And so it's like, I don't know. I feel like there definitely needs to be more before I give this the thumbs up. But, yeah. So, my top 3 from this segment, number 1, Trinity 7, number 2, Kokkuri-san, and number 3, Selector Spread Wixoss.